can't hear you. Can any of you guys hear DJ? There you are.
I think I'm here. Okay, all right.
Yep, now we can hear you.
Oh, Jesus, I always got to friggin' do this. Oh, my God. All right, hey, what's going on? It's 7 o'clock on the East Coast, 4 o'clock on the West Coast, and it is the Death Rattle podcast right here Wednesday nights. Good to see everybody. Kanan, your internet connection looks a little bad, buddy. You are a pixelated mess right now. Yeah.
You're choppy.
Steph, am I choppy too? Cool. So we're just having all the awesome problems that we have every single week. What's going on, Stephanie? Good to see you. John, hey, what's going on? Joanna, what's going on? Let's go. Jack Doobie.
Yeah, we're
on,
both a little bit choppy.
We're both choppy. All right. Well, it should fix up here in a minute. Yo, Jimbo, Akimbo, what's going on, buddy? Leslie's in the chat. Hey. What up, Ralph? Good to see you. Christoph, how's it going? All righty. I think we're all here.
Can you guys at least hear us okay? Let us know in the chat.
He says we can hear you. Holy hell, Mel says hello.
Sound fine. That's all that really matters.
The Don't Feature podcast is in the house. What's going on, guys? Good to see you. All righty. And Odd Ender, what's going on, guys? So we have we have some stuff to talk about today. But before we get into that, how was your week?
So we were gonna before we go into that, we were gonna talk about Sinners this week, but DJ's had a crazy week, just didn't get a chance to see it yet. So he's going. When are you going to see it?
I'm going tomorrow.
When are you going? Tomorrow. And so it works out that way anyway, because this way next Wednesday we'll do like a spoiler podcast. So if you guys want to go, make sure everybody goes and watches it this week, because we're going to spoil the crap out of it next week.
I've been hearing
a warning, heads up.
I've been trying to keep my I've been trying to ignore as much news as I can. I keep hearing nothing but great things about this movie. So I have never covered a movie that I have had more positive feedback about. Like every comment on my review of it, like everybody I talked to on Twitter, like I've had a couple racist, of course, but beyond that, like the vast majority of people just love it. So well, I can't wait to ruin everybody's time.
Yeah,
and come out of there and say it's garbage.
No. I'm actually pretty confident. You're like I told you as soon as I got out of the theater of it that I think you're gonna like this one because it's such a story-driven movie. It has horror, it has visuals, but the story and the characters and stuff is what makes it shine.
So I like oh my God.
Ryan
I
Coogler.
just blanked on his name. Ryan Coogler. Thank you. I like Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
I like Creed. It's ironic that his worst movies were all Marvel movies. But
even still, Black Panther is one of the best of all the Marvel movies.
It was okay.
That's one thing I could say. It's like even the best directors have not, whenever they work with Marvel, the movies end up being, I mean, look at Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
that movie was awful.
Black Panther 2 compared to the first one, like pales in comparison. You can tell who did the first one.
I thought Black Panther was better in Civil War and Infinity War than in his own movies. And I'm not talking about the
character. I'm just talking about the movie overall in general.
Well, I mean, like that goes without saying.
For a Marvel movie, I think it was one of the better ones we've had.
The original Black Panther or Wakanda Forever?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm talking about. The Wakanda Forever was a drop off.
Yeah, I'm losing you, man.
The first Black Panther was actually really good. So, because there's like a huge delay. I'll say something and you're not.
Yeah, check your internet. Just see what your ping looks like. Anyway, let me see here. Anyway, yeah. So spoiler review of Sinners next week. I'm stoked. Like I said, I'm going to see it tomorrow. Can't wait. And so that was it. So how was the rest of it? Well, actually, while you're fixing your internet, I'll tell you about my week. I've been laid up with this toe Yes.
For those of you who don't know, 2 weeks ago, I smashed my toe. And I got it in this like little wrap, and I have to wear this boot all over the place. Like I don't have to wear it when I'm, sitting down or anything, but like if I had to have my foot up, I haven't been able to go anywhere. I still go places. I'm gonna mute you while you're messing around with your mic. I've been able to go places, but I really shouldn't be. And so I've just been watching movies and playing that Schedule 1 game. Have you heard of that?
Have you heard of that? Back on?
You're back, yeah.
Okay. I think I'm clearer now. It looks like my connection is better. So
yeah, you're clearing up.
No,
yeah.
You told me you've talked about it, that you and your friends have been playing that game, but I haven't heard of it.
My friends and I have been playing Repo, which is a game that we have to play. We need to play Repo on this stream one night. It's so much fun. But I've been playing Schedule 1. It's a video game. Repo's a video game. And then Schedule 1 is also a video game. And I've been playing the shit out of it. It's essentially Breaking Bad the game, where you just
nice.
You start off.
I've seen that. Yeah, Charlie, Penguin Zero has been spit everywhere. Penguin Zero was playing it. Yeah, it's awesome. You're like a drug dealer.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Like it's so much. I just set up. So I just bought the bungalow. For those of you who have been playing Schedule 1, the bungalow is like a house location you can buy. Mm-hmm. I just set that up, and I just made an automated. I hired a bunch of workers, and I made like an automated weed processing house where all I have to do is buy the ingredients, and then I have workers. It's all automated, and then I just go to the shelf, and there's these jars full of this weed that I can sell for like $120 a pop. And then I have 3 dealers that I just give this weed to, and I just sit back and just collect. I just collect.
I just can't believe that. Like, not only is this legal, but it's a hella popular game.
Oh, dude, this game is so
funny.
And it's one dude developed this game. One dude, Tyler somebody.
It doesn't look the greatest, to be honest.
Yeah,
but the layers of it and all of that is pretty sick. I agree with that. It's not like he's a great video game designer. It looks
I don't know,
a 5-year-old designed it.
Okay, you can definitely yes. Okay, as far as the game design, sure.
Yeah, the graphics.
The graphics, right. As far as the graphics go, yeah, it's a little weak, but you know what? People like that look.
Yeah, Minecraft.
Playing off that Minecraft look. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah.
What's that other game that everybody makes their games on? Roblox.
Oh, Roblox? Oh, yeah. Probably.
I think that actually was designed on there as well.
Probably. Anyway,
that's where like most people are designing their games these days, is they'll make them on Roblox, and then once they kind of have a whole game figured out, they'll take them from there and then recreate it on a engine somewhere.
Yeah, well, he's a millionaire now, so good for him. But yeah, he got my $20, and I've got my money's worth. I think I've been playing the shit out of that. So anyway, so we got some stuff to talk about. Chat's going crazy. We love we love you guys. Nightingale says Schedule 1 is hilarious.
I just downloaded Oblivion last night because the
remake.
They just dropped it. Yeah, and if you have Xbox Game Pass, it's free.
Nice.
So I downloaded it last night. I haven't played it yet. I just downloaded it last night.
Oh, right on.
So I still gotta, I've played it back in the day, Xbox, back in the 360 day, but it looks really good. Like I saw a little bit of gameplay last night because Penguin Zero was playing it, and I jumped on his stream for a little bit to see what he was doing. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So we got some stuff to talk about. You want to get into it, or you want to tell me about your week? We didn't hear about what you did.
I was just battling with this sponsor. It's fucking insane, dude. Like,
is it the same one?
I kept going. Yeah, the one I was talking about last week. Because it's one of those things where, I was pretty happy with, the ad that I made, but like, it's just a matter of going back and forth, and it was just kind of a, like they're fine. It's not. I'm not trying to talk shit about them. It's not like, but still, it's just sometimes trying to, because a lot of times with these, like a little BTS is, a lot of these situations you're dealing with, your go-between is someone in the UK or a totally different time than you. And so it's like, I'll make a change, an email, and then I won't hear from them until the middle of the night, but I'm asleep. So I won't see their response until the next morning. Yeah. And so it's every time it's like a 12-hour or more. And so sometimes it could be just a little tiny change, like a 5-second change, but I still got to wait, 12 to 24 hours or whatever to find out if that is, if that's okay or not. And so it was one of those things. So I couldn't release a video last Friday, but I just did two reviews instead. And as much as I loved Sinners, the other movie I covered last week is right there with it. It's called The Ugly Stepsister.
Yeah, I got to see that too.
I think it's a German or no, Finland. I think maybe it's Finland.
Dude, and every time I see the Together trailer, I just get rehyped for that movie.
I just am so curious on because I've heard that trailer almost lies to you. They make you think that they make you think the movie's going to be one thing and that it's actually pretty dramatically different, but in a good way. So I just know that everybody that saw it at South by Southwest, like everybody said it was the movie of South by Southwest. And that includes, they saw Sinners. I mean, there's a bunch of movies that they saw at South by Southwest, and it was the movie that everybody left talking about. But The Ugly Stepsister was one that that's where it got picked up. IFC Shudder bought the rights to the movie at South by Southwest. And so it's but it's such a tiny little theatrical run. Like I barely could find it. I had to drive almost an hour for me, and I'm in a big ass city in California. So for me to have to drive is rare, but it's just not playing very many places.
Damn. Well,
it'll be on Shudder eventually.
I still have to watch The Ugly Stepsister. And I'm sure I'll find it. I got several theaters around here. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for your thoughts and prayers.
Like it was only playing at 10 o'clock at night. That was it. And it was almost an hour drive for me to find one theater that had it. And it was only playing one time a day at 10 o'clock at night.
Jeez.
Yeah. Like the problem is Shudder releases never get a wide release. Even ones like, what was the one that everybody was all excited about last year?
The Slasher?
Well, that one, or no, I was thinking of the David Dismalchian one, where it's the late night TV show.
Oh, Late Night with the Devil.
Like Late Night with the Devil had a really wide release as far as Shudder movies go.
Yeah,
and even that was still only, it was like less than 1,000 theaters nationwide, and that was like a big release for them. But this one's like, dude, this is a very small release, and it's because it's subtitled. And so, foreign subtitle movies just don't get big reasons. Because like When Evil Lurks was the same thing.
But we have plenty. We have Cinemark, we have Regals, we have AMC's.
It's not at Cinemark. I think Regal is where I found it.
Regal. All right, so it'd be either Regal or AMC.
Yeah, but it definitely it's not at Cinemark. I'm pretty sure it was Regal where I found it, because it's literally that's how small it is. That it's only one theater company that is even showing it.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll get around to it. I used to be a Regal member. I was a Regal member forever. I even had the old cards that they would give out. And then I flipped over to Cinemark, and I don't have my Regal
Cinemark. Same anymore. Here, because they closed down the Regal that was near me.
Yeah.
So now the only Regal is like an hour drive. So, and it's run down and shitty too. So I was like, man, I was really wanting it to be at Cinemark, because Cinemarks near me are they're the nicest theaters, the heated seats, the, big old recliners, all that. But like, I have a brand new one, like that's like within less than 10-minute drive from me. But Regal, the only ones that are left are like all run down, and like the seats suck. Like where I went and saw it, it didn't even have recliner seats, dude. It was literally the old school theater seats. Yeah.
That's what's been awesome. Like, I mean, recliner seats are great, but especially with my toe, the fact that I can put my foot up while I'm watching a movie it's great. So it's like, yeah, I can go watch movies.
Dude, I've been basically dealing with a toe. I've been dealing with what you're dealing with for 5 years now.
Really? You busted your toe?
Yeah. No, I have a huge infection hole, a literal hole that you can put your pinky into on my toe and big toe. And they cut off the tip of it and it healed up some and then got it messed up again. And I've been dealing with it. That's why I'm in the walking boot.
Damn.
I've been in the walking boot now on and off for 5 years. Like I'll have it off for like a month or two and then it gets messed up again. And because
I'm on two antibiotics and low grade hydrocodone.
Yeah.
So that I don't get, which I'm probably just gonna. I'm flashing my drugs on stream. I'm probably just gonna save the hydrocodone for like a rainy day. You know what I mean? Like put it in like an emergency bag or something because I'm not taking it. I don't really need it, but
yeah, like when something like that, it's really only bad for like a day or two. Like as far as the pain that you can't just take some ibuprofen and be okay with.
Yeah,
like actually ibuprofen helps more with something like that. Ibuprofen a lot of times helps more than hydrocodone because it's the inflammation that is what causes the pain.
Yeah,
like me with my toe or. I mean, I have half of a big toe, but with that, the ibuprofen is all that I end up taking for it because when I'm having a bad day and it's throbbing and shit, it's that takes the pressure away and then it stops hurting again. So,
all right, well, let's get to some news.
All right, so what did you end up going with? We didn't. We were going back and forth and didn't get a chance to finalize what we were talking about. I know the one big thing is the Predator Badlands trailer.
Yeah, we're gonna watch a couple trailers, but we're also gonna talk about the never-ending saga of Crystal Lake.
Oh, I didn't see this.
A24 and Peacock's Friday the 13th series is coming together for real this time.
When was this posted? Because
this was posted 24 hours ago. So breaking news right here on the Death Rattle podcast. I almost had the screaming room. Whoops. Breaking news.
I just don't know how this is an update because we already heard that they casted. We already know who they cast for Jason's mom, for Pamela. Voorhees. Like we've already how much more confirmed can you get than them telling us who they cast for the roles?
Well, we're going to talk about it. So from Bloody Disgusting, 16 years after the most recent installment in the franchise and in the wake of years worth of legal battles and behind the scenes issues, the Friday the 13th franchise is finally making its way back into our lives with Crystal Lake, and series showrunner Brad Caleb Kane from Welcome to Derry has updated us on the production over on Instagram tonight, 24 hours ago. Caleb Kane.
Hold on. Memento Mori, 100%. Bliss is one of my favorite little indie vampire movies. It's so fucking good. I talk about it numerous times. Like it still doesn't get enough love. I love that movie.
So is Blood Red Sky.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Brad Caleb Kane.
That's on Netflix.
Yes, it is. So if you haven't seen Blood Red Sky, go watch it. Brad Caleb Kane posted a photo of a Crystal Lake production draft script on Instagram and announced that the show's production offices are now open for business. Based on characters created by the original Friday the 13th writer, it's likely this means that pre-production has begun, with production gearing up to kick off soon. Stay tuned for more on all things Crystal Lake as we learn it. And then, like you said, Linda Cardellini will be playing Mrs. Voorhees.
See, I don't get this because we already got confirmation that the script was done. That's pre-production. Like if they're doing casting and they're finishing up the script and stuff, that is pre-production. What do they think pre-production is?
Well, I mean,
the next thing would be exactly. That's what I mean. Like that's not an update. Like, hey guys, they're still in pre-production.
Well, because I mean, because at this point, the rug can get pulled out from under you at any phase.
No, because A24 runs it and owns it and has already bought the rights to it and they've already spent the money on it. Like
it's happening. The only question at this point would just be delays. Like it's 100% happening. Like A24 didn't spend a shitload of money to win the rights to it to not make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they've already, I get it. I mean, there's different numbers depending on where you see it, but like they already spent a shitload of money. It's like Blumhouse and The Exorcist. There was no question that we're going to make another Exorcist movie. The question was, were they going to fire everybody? And they did. And they started over and they got Flanagan. You know what I mean? And the same with this. They fired the showrunner, or parted ways, however you want to see it, but they parted ways with the original guy they had putting this series together. So, you know, it wasn't ever a question of them not making it. It was just a matter of who's going to write it, who's going to direct it, who's going to be the showrunner, that kind of thing. So,
and speaking of the Exorcist movies, I got to go see Life of Chuck because I love Flanagan, and I got to go.
Yeah, but that's not released yet.
Isn't it?
I don't even know when that comes out.
June,
I mean, trailer
doesn't come out in June.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I know the trailer is out now, but
yeah. All right. So our
Cronenberg comes out is it this week? Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
So it comes up Friday. Okay. While you're looking it up, our next bit of news is the I Know What You here we go. I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer. Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt, and the Fishermen are back. This is again.
The Shrouds. The new Cronenberg comes out tomorrow.
It came tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. So that's, man, I got so many. My channel is going to be, I'm going to be a week behind on everything. I got to start.
Yeah. I don't know where it's playing though.
All right. The energy you give to the universe will always come back to you. In the case of I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer, that means the Fisherman is back in Southport. And we're going to watch the trailer. Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. reprised their roles as Julie James and Ray Bronson from the 1997 slasher. Madeline Klein, Chase Swee Wonders, Jonah Howard King, Tyreek Withers, and Sarah Pigeon lead the new cast. When 5 friends inadvertently cause a deadly car accident, they cover up their involvement and make a pact to keep it a secret rather than face the consequences. A year later, their past comes back to haunt them, and they're forced to confront a horrifying truth. Someone knows what they did last summer and is hellbent on revenge. As one by one, the friends are stalked by a killer. They discover this has happened before, and they turn to 2 survivors of the legendary Southport Massacre of 97 for help. Jennifer Caton Robinson directs from a script she co-wrote with Sam Lansky based on a story by Robinson and Leah McKendrick. Billy Campbell and just a bunch of other people. Okay, so that's it. This is what's going on. So we are going to watch this trailer.
So it looks like the Shrouds, the new Cronenberg, is playing in very limited theaters. It's not playing Cinemark, and it's not playing Regal. I only found it at Cinema West. I don't know what your equivalent to that is out there.
Cinema West?
I used to work for them, so I know that they don't exist out there. Hence the name Cinema West. I think the same owners own East Coast theaters, but they're called something different.
So
they're the third biggest theater company. So
I'm sure we'll find it. All right. So wait, what's going on here? All right, here we go. I got to full screen this, and it's going to take up my whole screen. So I don't know what to do. Anyway, I like this opening shot of this. I just wait.
No, what are you talking about it taking up your full screen?
This I got to in order to get full screen. Okay, never mind. I like this opening shot. This is a way to open a trailer, eh, boys?
Yeah.
This is how you open a trailer. Okay. All right, we're gonna watch this. Here we go. And we're gonna have to talk over it because of
Oh no, it's not gonna matter. We're gonna have to cut it out regardless. Like any trailers, it'll get flagged. Like no matter how much we pause and talk.
Well, so because we can't ever monetize these streams, go donate. We have a link in the description. All right. Okay, here we go.
There is?
Yeah. There's a PayPal link. There's a PayPal link in the description. It's been in the description of every single one of our lives. Yeah. People still super chat because it's easier, but in the description box down below, there's a PayPal link that you can go and you can donate to the show and maybe get me better internet. Anyway, here we go.
What?
I'm sorry.
But just old Freddie Prinze Jr.
Well, it's that stereotypical line
the Harbinger
that you see in these movies.
The Harbinger, where the old guy, and
it's that push in.
But I kind of like though that the old Harbinger in this is Freddie Prinze Jr. I think that's a perfect role to have him as.
Yeah,
but
sorry,
this movie, the director and everybody's talked about two things. They wanted to make it more brutal and gorier than the original movie, right? That was
it looks like they already did that.
Yeah. And then the other thing is they wanted to lean into the fact that these are fun, campy, a little bit goofy movies that are just like popcorn horror movies, like not all super A24'd out, like not taking itself overly serious, like all of that. And so I've heard a lot of people talking shit about this trailer and being like, no, it doesn't look good at the first one, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, go back and watch those first ones. They're cheesy as fuck. Like, are you kidding me?
They are.
Like, what? Like, it's not like we're talking about like that's what drives me crazy is people that let nostalgia blind them. It's because you saw it when you were 16 and you know what I mean? So of course it was awesome to you when you were 16. But like if you watch these movies now with an adult lens, and if you actually really watch them, it's like Friday the 13th. People always talk about it as being like this great horror movie. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like you can love it and it could be fun and all that. But they're not good movies. They're fun, but not good.
Yeah. No. It's and that's why I'm probably like people who watch my channel are and I could trash this movie, but I feel like I'm gonna like it. And I'm gonna critique it, and I'm gonna give it a positive review probably, and people are gonna be like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, it's like, and it's just because because that's exactly what these movies are. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, you got to grade a movie based on what it is,
right? And like, yes, I believe that movies should have quality, and they should pay attention to their story, and I would like it to, but you can still have these campy elements to a well-executed story. You can still do that.
But see,
there's example after example after example of that, and there's no reason why this can't have that.
But that's why I had issues with In a Violent Nature last year, was because I was like, I didn't know what it wanted to be. It's like on one hand, it's this artsy, slow burn kind of film, and then on the other hand, it is like a campy slasher. It's like the two don't work together. You can't have these long shots of nature and the killer slowly prodding through the woods, and then all of a sudden be like, but now we're going to have shitty characters that have no backstory and we know nothing about, and they're just stupid teenagers. They're just there to be killed. It's like, you got to pick a lane. And that was my problem with that movie. It was like well made and all that. It was just like, I feel like those two were conflicting, like clashing things in that movie.
Yeah. All right, let's finish this. Oh my God. Okay. I have, this is not going to mean anything to anybody. But I have to tell this story because it's funny. So I did a short film 2 years ago that has yet to be released. And we did that exact same bit where you close the mirror and written in the fogged up right, which is a trope, right? Which is kind of a trope, but we wrote "You're Next" on that as well, and that was like a theme throughout this short. Was this our character
in the movie "You're Next"?
It was the next victim. No, I know, I understand. I'm just saying, like, it's just funny, and it just like we had that exact shot in there. But anyway, one day that'll be released.
But that's from the first movie too. Like that shot right there, it was done in the
it says "You're Next" on
second. No, it says "I Know What You Did Last Summer."
Right. Okay, that's what. Yeah, but this one says "You're Next."
But the "You're Next" is in the movie "You're Next," but it was in blood.
I'm not saying what I did was original by any stretch. It's just it's funny because that's the only other time that I saw it. I guess other than "You're Next," but I think I only saw "You're Next" once and didn't remember.
But but like I said, that was also written in blood. It was on the wall, written in blood.
So it wasn't fogged in the fogged up mirror.
No.
Okay,
how did you do the fogged up mirror? I've always wondered how you actually do that, because the fog will dissipate super fast. So you can't do it in an actual fogged up bathroom, can you?
Yeah, well, that's how we did it. We closed the door on a bathroom and just ran the hot water until
and
it got
just quickly shot it.
And we pre-wrote your next. So it would be like,
it's
so
there.
The dog wouldn't hit it. So we so that, and then just went over it real quick. And then we had the camera set up. So as soon as we opened the door, we let a little bit of the mist clear, and then bam, we took our shot. And so that's how we did it.
Cause I've always wondered out, cause like, I doubt that's how they did it in this movie, because it's like with big movies, you shoot things multiple times, and it's going to even just the slightest change will mean you can't use the, you know what I mean? So I've always wondered how they, like, what the effect, like what they actually use. I mean, I guess you could
that's what we used.
They probably made a mirror, actually. Like the actual mirror is all fogged up with those, because I know you can actually manufacture that, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a mirror that looks fogged up.
We also did a really cool effect where we made it look like the mirror was the mirror in the bathroom was liquefied, and you can see a hand sort of start pushing towards it. And I can tell you how we did that, but anyway.
Oh, that's cool. You've told me about this. I still haven't seen it, but
because it's not out, it's not even done. Yeah. We shot this 2 years ago, and it hasn't been edited yet. I mean, it's in the middle of being edited, is what it is. So it'll come out, and it's gonna look bad, but I don't care. I like it. All right, let's finish this.
It's just literally doing the exact same thing as the original. Like, that's the thing about it. I'm like, you guys couldn't have come up with something a little different. Because I mean, like, there's got to be something twist to it, or I'm sure, but like, it looks like literally the exact same movie.
Oh my god. Oh god. All right, let's finish this. Okay, that was it. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna watch it, and I'm probably gonna have fun with it. So
to me, I see it the same as I do the new Final Destination, where, you know what I mean? It's like, these are not movies that are game changers. That if you go into them with a critical eye, you're not going to enjoy them. You have to just kind of go in and get a big bowl of popcorn and just relax.
Yeah. Wolfbane is. I want to address this real quick before we get to the next. This is funny. Wolfbane's like, hey, he's like, hey, I'm just noticing this. Why no mods? There's some folk out here don't like y'all. Protect your neck. Whatever. That's all right. I mean, we'll probably get a mod one day, but I mean, there's 67 of you guys, which like is great.
I don't care if people don't like us. The only thing I want to get rid of is anybody that's like saying racist stuff or toxic stuff.
Yeah, like if there's
critical people, go ahead, be critical. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, we have the whole chat that we can see here, and I haven't seen anything yet. If there's really bad spam or like a bunch of like racist shit or whatever, then we're gonna get rid of it.
I mean, we're gonna probably have to get mods before too long, but like
but right now we can just manage.
The problem with mods is that unless you have the right people as mods, they start to like ban a whole bunch of people, and you're like, dude, what they said isn't that big of a deal. Like, I don't care. Like, like I said, it has to be like, we do have one mod in the chat. Leslie is a mod, at least for the Ghost Pirate channel.
For Ghost Pirate.
Yeah. But like, it just, you can't have too many mods. It's just like, because, we don't want a whole bunch of people blocked. It's the same. My same rule of thumb is on Ghost Pirate channel as far as comments. Like, I don't block comments. I don't ban people. Like, you could say all critical stuff all day long about a video and about me. I may or may not reply to it. I may delete your comment if it's something that is, obnoxious enough or whatever. But I don't even know if I've actually ever deleted a comment, but I've had to ban a couple people. And the only time I ban anyone is if they're, saying, like, I've had some super racist, especially with my review of Sinners. I've had a couple like big time racist
bunch of edgelords on the internet.
Yeah, it mostly is. And but I block those kind of people. If you're saying or like the person that called me a child molester, like, I blocked that person.
I built my channel off of the negative response that I get to my reviews. That's why my channel is called Horror Sucks. Because people just get pissed off that I call their favorite movie bad. And I have a collection of how many times my sub count gets referenced in a comment. And then like like back when I had like 72 subs on YouTube, and now I have like 412 or something like that. And that was like 3-4 months ago. Like my channel's blown up in the last half a year. And
who's got a sweater vest? Like, what is going on in the comments? Like, I'm trying to figure out what is this like.
What?
Someone said, dude, step away from the sweater vest. Neither of us have sweater vest on, so I don't understand what that means.
I don't know. Let's get to our next story.
I don't know if people are just commenting to the trailer, because I think
that might be what it is.
Maybe it was
because not everybody's watching us live right now. Some people come in like 15-20 minutes late and just watch us from the beginning, so that might be what it is.
Well, I'm scrolling back anyway.
Okay. And somebody's been smoking some green in the chat that I saw, Stephanie. So we're calling you out. So that's probably what she's doing.
I was just trying to look and see.
She's lagging too because she's having a good night.
If someone's saying we need to ban someone, I was trying to say like what.
I haven't seen anybody that needs banning. But anyway, if we find it, we'll find it.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Blah 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 blah. All right. So here's our next piece of news. Predator Badlands. Oh, here it is. Blah blah blah. Okay. Again, from Bloody
Disgusting. You haven't seen this yet? You didn't watch the trailer yet?
I haven't watched either of these trailers yet. So Predator Badlands teaser trailer. You've never seen a Predator movie like this before. Here's what I'm going to say right now. This looks like ass. This is bad CGI. I do not like this.
It's actually all practical.
This what?
Yeah.
This looks like CGI. This is
a lot of people are saying it's CGI. It's practical. It's also, but this is also a snapshot of a moving, like the face is moving. It's like one of the last shots in the trailer, and his mouth he's going like he's making a scream, and the things are like opening.
I can't believe this is practical. This looks like a party, not a party city. This looks like a Spirit Halloween mask. Also, there's the actor's mouth.
Yeah, but a lot of people are taking issue with this particular look or whatever. But it's
I'm not a fan.
The movie doesn't come out until November, so that's one, which means they're probably going to still make some changes. But two, like, dude, we may not end up liking what he looks like, but you gotta keep in mind this is a big swing in a lot of ways, because the Predator is the hero in this, and he is an outcast, and he's not like in this image. This is him without any of his armor on, none of his equipment. This is just him, dude, and he's also a young, like supposed to be a young Predator. So he's like, a young, like not a man all the way yet. So, I get where they're going, trying to make him look different, humanize him a little bit more, and make him look different than the other Predators, and, to separate him from what we've seen in other movies, as well as the other Predators in this movie. But I'm not crazy about the look either. Although
other scenes, he does look. They put this image out on purpose. So to put this out, they
didn't put this image out. That's what I'm telling you. This image was captured from the trailer. It's the last shot. That's what I was saying. It's actually moving. Like this image here is he's screaming. It's like the final shot in the trailer.
All right. Well, we'll watch it.
It's only reason they grabbed it is everybody's grabbing this image because it's like all over Twitter. Everybody's hating on the way this looks. It's kind of got that Sonic. Remember when Sonic for the first trailer came out for that?
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those moments. And it's kind of not fair because you're grabbing one steal of a moving image. Like, yeah, it may not look good, but this is also the face and everything is shaped weird in this image because his mouth is open and he's yelling. So the jaws and everything look different when you're seeing him normal. So, I mean, when you see the trailer, you'll see what I'm talking about.
We'll see. All right.
It doesn't look great, but I'm just saying this image is making it look as bad as it possibly can.
In addition to the animated anthology movie Predator: Killer of Killers, the franchise will also return later this year with Prey director Dan Trachtenberg's Predator Badlands. Predator Badlands.
Well, technically, Trachtenberg also did the animated series. He did both.
That's why it says in addition to the animated anthology movie.
Yeah, but then they said Trachtenberg, like he did Badlands, but not like he did both. He did both of them.
Okay, okay. Predator Badlands will release in theaters November 7th, 2025, and we're watching the trailer. Ellie Fanning stars alongside Demetrius Schuster. Oh my God. Koloam. This, come on.
Kolo Lambe,
Kolo Amantagni.
Yeah, it's like South African, I believe.
Kolo Ama. This is not fair.
Yeah, Demetrius Schuster.
Demetrius Schuster is your name.
Colomatang. Colomatang.
It's not. No.
Yeah.
All right.
Colomatang.
Demetrius Schuster. The newest entry in the franchise is set.
What are you talking about? Why is that
not Ting? Correct? It's Matangni or something like. It's not Ting. It's NGI, not ING. Tangi. Yeah, Kolo Amatangi. That's it. Kolo Amatangi.
That L's gonna be silent.
So Kua?
Yeah, Kolo Matang.
You said the L was silent and you just pronunciated an L.
No, the one in the middle is not going to be, but the one at the end is.
There's no L at the end. There's
no, the one in the middle. K-O-L. Kola.
I know. You said the L was silent.
No, the one at the end. The one after the G.
That's an I.
Well, whatever. Oh, then Tangi. So Kolamatangi.
Kolo Amatangi.
Yeah. 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 There you go.
Demetrius Schuster Kolo Amatangi. God, thank God we got that out.
Well, good job.
Oh my God. The newest entry in the franchise is set on a remote planet where a young predator, outcast from his clan, finds an unlikely ally in Tia Fanning and embarks on a treacherous journey in search of the ultimate adversary. Yes, the main protagonist of this film is a predator. Like with Prey, Trachtenberg's goal with Predator Badlands was to push the franchise's boundaries, allowing fans the opportunity to root for the Predator this time around. Predator Badlands looks like the biggest, craziest Predator movie we've ever seen, one that certainly pushes the franchise down a bold new path. You've truly never seen a Predator movie like this one before.
Yeah, and there's also some big, what do you call them? Like big clues of what the future is to come in this. Like there's a couple like game changers in this that you might not notice, but I'll point them out to you because I've seen breakdowns of this trailer. But yeah, for a 1 minute trailer, man, it packs a lot. There's a lot of little Easter eggs and things like clues of what the bigger world of what's happening here. It's pretty dope.
It says we have to pause it. Okay, sorry. It says we have to pause it at 26. So we're gonna do that. Oh my God, stop it. Okay.
Well, there's a couple spots.
Stop it.
It's 26 seconds is where you see the trophy wall, I believe. But there's another thing there's two other things I'll point out as well.
Okay.
That they probably haven't caught, at least at the time of the article.
All right. We ready for this?
Yes.
Leslie says it's pronounced Hakuna Matata. Shut up, Leslie. All right, here we go.
I take a lot of pride in names. Like they matter a lot to me.
All right, what do we got here?
Like one of the things I spend the most time on in any of my videos is trying to pronounce the name as correctly as I can. Like, because there's a whole long lineage and things behind names, especially last names. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not dogging on his name. It's just
I know you're not. That's what I'm saying. Like anybody, like the fact that we took so long on that should understand that we're both the same when it comes to that. Like we try to say names right.
So there's the human skull and spine, and then there's a dinosaur skull. So that means predators have been to Earth multiple times.
But then look in the middle.
Yeah, so this is something. I mean, none of these belong to Earth. This might.
No, but the one on the left,
this right here.
Yep, there people are saying that is Alien from Alien 4.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't watch Alien 4. Did I watch Alien?
I don't remember it. I don't remember it. But either way, that's like, this is the first Easter egg.
Nice.
And because like on the left there's human spine and
I
like
didn't think you survived.
I mean, look how sick is that? Like we're finally getting a predator that's gonna give us like an alien fucking planet. Oh, pause. Hold on. Go back. That was one place you're supposed to pause. That was 24 seconds.
Yeah,
So
she's an android. She's an android.
Yep. No, not just that. If you zoom in her eyes,
it's Weyland Yutani.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody always assumed that the Predator and Alien franchises were in the same
come back
universe.
together again. Well,
yeah.
we've been wanting, everybody's been wanting, but if to be done right, like someone to actually put some money and time into an Alien Predator movie and build the worlds to where they, you know what I mean? And so
it's just too bad that Alien versus Predator sucked.
Like, that's what I'm saying. So everybody's wanted them to do it again, but actually do it right. You know what I mean? Don't just, because we've had it twice and both of them were shit. Because there was Alien Predator, and then the second one was even worse. It was what's the second one called? Alien versus Predator, something or other. Like
I don't remember. I didn't watch them. I watched Alien versus Predator and was like, "This is bad."
No, but the second one's worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, right, that's what, but it, like the idea here is that they're building both these universes and that they're going to come together, but they're going to take the time to build them both so that when they come together, it's not going to be, you know, stupid, but they're involving both directors is what the rumors are.
Requiem.
So Trachtenberg, thank you. Yeah. Requiem. So Trachtenberg is working on building out the Predator one. And then on the other side, what's his name? Who did the, Alien Romulus. He's like one of my favorite filmmakers right now. The guy that did Evil Dead.
Fede Alvarez.
Yeah, and Fede Alvarez is going to build out the Alien side, and then they're going to both work together when they finally merge. And so, like that just sounds so cool to me because they're both super talented filmmakers. And like we may not love everything that they do, just like this movie, just like Prey. I mean, some people didn't. You know, there's things about Prey that some people didn't like or whatever. And I'm like, sure, there'll be things here that we're not all crazy about, but still the fact that there's talented people that are taking this seriously, that makes me excited.
Yeah.
Plus, she looks fucking sick. Like, I think that image of her, she looks really cool. Hold on, go back. Look at this. Like, go back and pause on that one dude. Look how sick this motherfucker is. Like, I don't know who or what he is. I'm guessing he's like, you know, a predator hunter or something or other. But, dude, look how sick that dude looks.
Or like a super predator. Yeah, no, he looks cool.
Or my thought is that might be his dad, or like you know what I mean? Because the rumors, nobody knows for sure, but the rumors are that he is cast out because he's disrespected the predators somehow, and so that he has to come to this planet to like prove himself and survive or whatever, and take out this one big bad, so to speak, this creature here to get his, like, you know what I mean, to win back respect so he can go home, kind of thing is what.
Yeah, he looks dope. He looks like a Power Rangers villain, which is always awesome.
Yeah. But that's what I like, is that we're going to get multiple, like, finally a Predator movie is going to show us more than just fucking Earth with a Predator thrown in.
Yeah.
It's like some of this may not, like the look of the dude, it may not exactly be our favorite thing, but like they're at least giving us some unique stuff. They're trying things. It's not going to be the same retread over and over like the last fucking 4 Predators. Or it's just like the same thing over. Yeah, exactly. It does. It reminds me of like a Predators Star Wars. And I think that's cool, man. I'm excited to see that. It does remind me like the world. It does remind me like what's that series? The Star Wars series, the Bounty Hunter. Why am I blinking?
Oh no, Mandalorian.
Yeah, it does remind me of Mandalorian, like the way the world looks and stuff here. Like the cinematography, I guess, looks similar, like the color grade and stuff.
Sorry, I had to clear a bunch of shit. Okay, are we ready? And yes, you're right. Yeah. It does kind of look like that.
It can't be killed.
Now you see what I mean? Why about they took the worst image of him?
Still doesn't look awesome. Like,
yeah, it doesn't look great. I agree, but I'm saying that still makes it look as bad as it possibly could. So yeah. I think it's one of those that I agree. It looks weird. I'm not crazy about it, but I also have a feeling that once you start watching the movie, you get used to the look, and it ends up not like, you know what I mean? It ends up being like, okay, I can get with this. Like once you put a personality to the face and to him, and you see him in multiple angles, and this is also a finished movie, because like people need to realize this is far from finished. If this movie comes out in November, like they're a long way away from it being like the effects and everything being dialed all the way in.
I'm also not sure how practical this costume is.
Well, there are behind the scenes shots. Like this is a fully practical prosthetic mask. What we don't know is the moving tentacles. A lot of people think that that's CGI. So like his mouth and the movement of it, that's not practical.
I'm thinking this like
is CGI.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I'm thinking. But you can see the actor's mouth, like, so you can see the actor's mouth. So that means there is a mask on a head here.
Yeah, and it also means this is not totally done CGI.
I think this is CG. This is CG. I think like all of the outlines.
Yeah, I agree. I know. I wish I could use my mouse, but I agree. I think the tentacle or the what are they called? The mandibles. The mandible part is all CG, which could mean one of two things. One, it could be for this trailer they threw together and took, and that there actually might be a practical mouth. When we actually get the movie, it might look more practical, and they might have to blend it out or whatever with CGI for the trailer. Either way, there's CG used here, which means the CG is not polished. Like the CGI is definitely not finished here. And so, I mean, I agree. I don't think it looks amazing, but I just think that people are already shitting on this movie. And I'm like, man, there's a lot more good here than bad.
Well, we'll see. I'm not gonna shit on it. I'm just.
I mean, like, dude, that stuff's sick, dude. It's like
Tree
finally,
monster.
like finally a Predator where we get to see where they're from and like other parts of the universe. Like, I'm all for it. Like I said, it may not all work. There may be things about it that we're like, this is dumb, but I'm still so happy that we're finally gonna have something that's trying to do something different with the Predator world.
Yeah.
The same with Alien. Like that's why even if you have problems with Romulus, the fact that it did as well as it did, and that the next movie is going to take place off Earth and on another planet, that makes me excited because we're going to see more shit and like finally get to see this. It's like, why keep doing these movies in the IP if you're just going to keep doing the same movie over and over? And like that's what it's felt like, especially with Predator.
Well, yeah,
it literally feels like the same movie over and over.
Yeah, but the problem with Alien Romulus is that it was stealing all of the good parts of the movies that came before it and just slapdashing them into a modern movie. So
I think there's a lot of I'm not going to disagree to some level on what you're saying, but I think there's a lot of reasons for that. For one, it did not have the normal budget that all the other Alien movies have had, because that was supposed to just go straight to Hulu. So it had a Hulu movie budget. One, that does have a lot to do with it, because it's like he doesn't have the budget.
Story you're telling.
He's trying to reboot it. He's not working with a lot. Like,
sorry, man.
I don't think it was as bad as what you're saying. I don't, but like,
because the movie looked awesome. I've said that the movie.
But I think the ideas and things like that were kind of had to be held back. It's like what I said about what was it? Like Evil Dead Rise. It's like anytime you build like a foundation movie where it has to kind of reboot the franchise, it's like I'm excited to see the next one, because with Romulus, it had to basically redo things. It's like a reboot. We can't really get to see the filmmaker. Either way, we can't. It basically is a reboot. All these movies are basically fucking reboots. It's like nobody wants to just call them reboots. Same with I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's basically a reboot. You know, you're just slapping in some old characters and like saying it's not a reboot because nobody wants to see reboots anymore.
The problem with Alien versus Predator is that the story is garbage. And so,
I don't think it was garbage.
I mean, both Romulus and AVP, but Romulus, the story is garbage.
Okay, that's not fair. Alien versus Predator is nowhere near as good of a movie as Romulus. Like, you could have your problems with Romulus, but it is way better than Alien versus Predator, dude.
I ranked Romulus as one of the worst movies of 24.
Because there's like literally zero story to Alien versus Predator. None.
Yeah, and there's okay, fine. There's barely any story to Romulus.
And that
hasn't already been lifted from from Alien 1 and 2.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I understood why you were so hard on that movie, because you're very much about story. And there isn't a lot of story to that. But I think I truly believe it has a lot to do with having to reboot the franchise. And it's like, now that he's built out this universe, now we could see. He may still not make much of a story. The next one still may not do much, right? But like, I feel like a lot of times these reboots, their filmmakers they're really handcuffed, like by the studio. Is like, yeah, you can make it, but you got to stick to all these rules and you got to do, you know what I mean? You can't create anything new. You got to basically stick to all the rules of what you were given.
Sorry, my alarm went off.
Let's go to chat. See what the chat's saying.
I have to take my meds. Well, I was going to say, we got to get back onto Predator because that's what we're supposed to be talking about. All right. I have to scroll up for a lot. So guys, don't worry. I'm going to try to get through this. A lot of people are talking about AVP, so I'm not going to read those comments. I'm going to try not to. Stephanie says, looks rad. PJ says, need more Steph. She's not in the movie. Let me see here. Very Nordic looking. Mag says it's very Nordic looking. Okay.
Yeah.
And sorry if I'm reading these out of context, guys.
I can see that. That's something I like about it. I feel that too. Like, it has almost like a Nordic god look. We already got about this. Like the Predator and stuff.
Memento's laughing at my Power Rangers comment. Paul Walker says, I don't know why they're connecting AVP again. I don't know if they're connecting AVP. I just think they're connecting the universes, which I guess would be connecting AVP, but I don't think it's a direct.
No, those aren't going to be canon.
These exist in the same universe. I think is what they're doing.
Yeah, this movie takes place far in the future, so
they don't go together. They never have. I don't know about that.
They do. The comic books brought them together. So I don't know what you're talking about.
This goes back to like extended universe stuff. Like you got to admit, like even though
they have for a long time,
even though HR Giger didn't design the Predator, it's very similar into an Alien design. Like the Predator design looks like it could have been a Giger design, with just less penis.
I've always thought that the two universes could and should work really well together. You just have to have the right people working on them. You know, it's not about the two couldn't work. It's just you got other, it's kind of like we've seen with a lot of different things. It's like you can't just mash things together. You have to still have the right talent and people involved.
James says Predator still looks weird. Paul says, yeah, this looks really dumb. Prop Dude says Predator needs a 5-head minimum. Yeah. PJ says Star Wars meets Alien. Yo Jimbo says doesn't look finished. Mags,
that's why I'm not being that hard on it either, because I feel like there's definitely shots and stuff in there that just don't look polished.
Yeah.
That's how it works. When these teasers are released, like literally it's still on the cutting room floor. Like they're literally still editing this movie together.
Yeah.
It doesn't come out to November. Like that's a long time for like they just wrapped shooting this in January, I think.
Yeah.
So like they probably don't even have like they definitely don't have picture lock yet. Like I would almost guarantee they don't have picture lock.
Yeah, well, no, probably not. Wolfbane says, out of curiosity, is Dan Trachtenberg in any way, shape, or form related to Michelle Trachtenberg, R.I.P., by the way? I
believe so.
You
no, I
think
think they are, actually. Yeah.
It's a unique last name, but we'll look that up.
I feel like I saw...
Terry says I'll still watch it. Limited Stride says I'll give it a shot. Stephanie says might be good. Yeah, that's I think that's the consensus, is that it's like, we'll watch it, see what it looks like. Tim says it looks like a younger version. Dirty Truth says looks like Juvenile Predator, the gangly, awkward.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably.
Exactly. I think he's supposed to be like 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
And that's why I think when we see the movie, it'll make more sense and it won't bug us as much, because we're going to see like other predators and how they are all different shapes and sizes and like, you know what I mean? Like people. And we're also going to see him in his full suit at times for probably a good chunk of the movie. He's going to be fully, in his armor and shit, and he'll look different.
PJ says, I hate the way they've taken it. They've taken it so far. This is worse than Room.
Who said that?
PJ.
Dude, you need to smack yourself, PJ.
John says,
like, I'm not even saying you should like this or any of that, but you can't compare this to The Room, asshole.
John says this Predator looks Italian with his slick hair. Art with the Mars says it would have been good if they had explored the idea of how the Predators train by creating a special planet of aliens where they fight. Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're
aliens. The alien is supposed to be like the perfect. The perfect
engineered.
So it would have been like
it's an engineered species. It's not like it doesn't.
The alien should be a final boss.
Yeah.
Paul says this looks so stupid. Why are they connecting it with Alien again? That'll tarnish the Alien franchise along with it. Alien franchise has been tarnished. Maybe this will bring it back.
Dude, have you not watched Alien 4? Like, come on, man. Like, the Alien, the last ones were pretty decent, but like,
PJ says Steph has bigger mandibles.
Dude, what is the deal with Steph? Like, why are you guys battling?
She's high, and so I think people are just fucking with her. James says he'll start rapping at the end of the movie. Okay, guys.
Okay, so no, they are not related.
Okay, I didn't think they were. Illuminated says Steven Seagal hair. Right. That's funny. B-Movie
Dude,
says,
if you're a fucking warrior, you're not going to have your hair all hanging down. Like, you would pull it back.
The boss Predator did.
Which boss Predator? Oh, that one dude that was standing there?
Yeah, the white.
But he wasn't in battle. He was fucking just yoked up.
He had a
like,
weapon.
If you're running, like this Predator, when we saw him with his hair back, it's when he's running and shit. You're going to pull your hair back.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
He says all those long hits.
In an entire movie, he's going to have lots of different looks. He's not going to always look like just that one still shot at the end. The biggest problem I have is someone should have said, don't make that the last shot in the trailer.
Right. Yeah. Dirty Truth says Alien Superior. Sorry if I'm not audibly reading all your stuff, guys. I'm trying to get through all this. The prosthetics could be animatronics. Either way, it would look weird.
Why are you comparing Alien and Predator? Like, why say Alien is superior? Like, that's silly. That's like saying apples and oranges. Apples are superior.
Well,
like, they're two franchises, both great franchises, and they're different. Like, it's not like they're the same movie. It's not like Alien is, or like Predator is trying to be like Alien. Like, they're totally different things.
I don't think they're as different as you're saying they are, because they're both about alien races that are stronger.
No, if you go to their roots, they're very different movies. Like, think about them where they started. Have they over the years kind of gotten more and more similar? Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Alien 1 and Predator 1 are similar,
super different movies.
No, they're not different. Here's how they're the same.
Talking about one's on Earth.
Yes, the setting's different, but the characters are both like blue collar, normal humans having to go up against a superior being.
But you could say that about like a billion franchises. That's
smarter.
Every monster movie we've ever had is basically a regular person going against the monster.
Yeah, but that's why I don't think it's an apples to oranges comparison. I think it's just a different breed of apple, but I think it's a good comparison to compare Alien to Predator. They are sci-fi action movies. Alien 2 is more sci-fi horror.
Yeah, but then you could say that about every single fucking sci-fi action movie. Like that makes no sense. It's like you can only enjoy one movie then. Like there's only one movie you can enjoy. It's like horror. There's only one horror movie you're allowed to enjoy.
No, but you can compare the two. You can do that.
Dude, it makes no sense to me when they're different. When they're
totally
different movies.
If you were to compare if you were to compare Alien to Interview with the Vampire, that's an apple and oranges comparison. Okay, Alien and Predator, it's like Granny Smith and Red Delicious. They're still apples.
Dude, it's like comparing Dracula to Frankenstein. Like that's just dumb. It's like why would you why? You're allowed to enjoy both. Like you're totally allowed to enjoy both.
Yes, you can enjoy both. Hang on, Art, we're gonna get to you. You can enjoy both.
But it's such a pointless thing to be like Alien's better than Predator, so like they should have never made a Predator. Like that's like when I hear statements like that, it's like why compare them? Like why? Like I don't understand that logic.
What do people do?
Like if you're ranking them, that's fine. Then that's different, right? If you're doing a ranking list. But in a statement where you're like Alien's better than Predator, it's like, oh, I guess they should have never made a Predator movie then, right? And then in that case, you should probably never make another action sci-fi movie for the rest of the time because no one's gonna probably ever make a better one than Alien. Alien, the dirty truth, the greatest sci-fi horror movie ever made.
The Dirty Truth said Alien is superior. He did not say Alien is superior, therefore Predator never should have been made. I don't see those words in this comment.
But why say Alien is superior? What is the point?
Because he thinks so.
But what does it matter? Like, who cares? Like what is your point behind that? Who said that?
I want the Dirty Truth.
Yeah, Dirty Truth. Respond. Why say that? That's what I want to understand.
Let me get
He may not be doing this. He may not be doing this. But I know a lot of people when they say things like that, it's always like, like Predator's shitty compared to Alien. And it's like, dude, you can enjoy both. It's okay to have both exist in the world and enjoy both of them.
All right, let me get through these. Art with Amar says also the prosthetics could be animatronics. Either way, it would look weird. I don't think so. I think even if it's animatronics, it's going to look more real. That still looks.
But that's
like
what I was saying. That's why I was saying we might be seeing the prosthetic didn't look right, and so they had someone do CG to blend it. And the final shot might be a blending of both, or it might be the full prosthetic. You know what I mean? Like they might still be working on that because it looks like it's going to be a blend. And that's how a lot of movies, that's how he did Prey. There was a lot of blending in Prey. I know Dan Trachtenberg has said numerous times he wants to do as much practical as he can. But in this world, you're not doing just practical anymore. There's no way. Unless you have like $100 million budget, it just, you can't do it. It's so expensive to do practical now.
Yojimbo says, I'll be alone in the theater, but I'm going to go see it.
Why would you be alone in the theater?
Mr. Halloween says, is it set?
How do you know you're going to be alone? Are you going to rent out a theater and sit there by yourself?
Paul says Romulus was
sure other people will go.
Was such a return to form to now connect it to something so fantastical like Predator Star Wars is just a bad idea continuity wise. It's odd thinking these things are in the same universe. I disagree. I think Romulus also put it in a Star Wars type universe. I mean, just look at everything that happens on screen.
Yep. I agree with that.
So,
but I think they should be if you're going to have it, because I think you could say that about what were the last couple ones that Scott did, Prometheus, and what was the other one?
I don't know.
But you know what I'm saying? Like those basically took it into a sci-fi kind of universe. Like this is my issue with a lot of the old school fans of franchises is like, do you want them to just keep making the same movie over and over? Because if that's what you want, then just watch the movie again. Like just keep rewatching the first movie over and over. Because to me, it's like if you're going to make a sequel or do anything with them, you got to do something new. You got to try to do something new. It may not all work, but I would rather them try to make something new than just keep doing the same thing over and over. Because, like, what else would you want them to do with Predator? If they don't bring us to this universe and, you know what I mean?
Like we've seen that over and over with Predator, where it's just another Predator. Like the last one was like, oh, we just brought a bigger, badder Predator. Like, come on.
Yeah. Memento Mori, you are wrong. He said Evil Dead Rise is great, better than that 2013 Evil Dead. No,
I don't hear that. I did like Rise.
Close. Evil Dead Rise was fine. It was a fine movie.
Yeah, but like 2013 is almost, it might be the best remake that at least probably since like
it's up
80s
there with one
whatever.
of the best remakes ever.
Yeah. Like it's so good. It does because what it did is it did exactly what the first one did, but just completely take it from another angle. It's like instead of it being this more campy, more kind of humorous, grimy, instead it took it into this hyper real and took it from like a mental health direction and drug addiction. And like, dude,
there's way more to
there's so many layers to 13. And I think it's one of those movies that I didn't even fully get until I rewatched it. And then I was like,
and it's fucking brutal too. Which is
exactly.
Awesome.
It is so painful and brutal. And like, it gives you a chance to get to know the characters enough that you care about them. Like, the one tweaker or not tweaker, the stoner guy that reads the book and stuff. Yeah. You're like, you he's an idiot, but at the same time, you kind of feel bad for him. You're like, fuck, dude. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse for him. And then the girlfriend fucking just cut her. Oh, dude.
Ralph says, can we do a spoiler discussion of Woman in the Yard this week? We might be pushing it, but we can probably dip into it. I just want to get through these chats.
Did you see Woman in the Yard?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
I did a video on it. Let me see here.
Okay.
Vorpal liked AVP. Wow, that's surprising.
I like AVP for like what it is, for like a stupid but it just doesn't do it doesn't come anywhere near like to what it could be. Like if you there's a nostalgic like cheese ball kind of movie fun in AVP, but like if you're talking about an actual quality movie, it's like it's not. Like I definitely don't hate that movie.
Art with Amar says, in all actuality, none of the films outside Alien 1 and maybe 2 had a story. Predator never really had any stories. Wrong. Maybe the second one had somewhat of a story. The first one had a great story.
The second one had a pretty good story with Danny Glover.
Yeah, no.
There's actually quite a bit of layers and
Amar,
and
watch those movies
and stuff in that movie.
Watch
after
Predator
that
again.
Yes.
Watch Predator again.
Predator 2. Like after Predator 2, yeah, it was like diminishing returns. Like each one kind of got more and more dumb and like it just didn't work, the things they tried. But even the other ones, even though they weren't good movies, they did still try to have stories like the Predator movies. Yeah. I mean, because like the last one, Predators, with like the whole group of guys that were in the anger management group or whatever the fuck it was. Remember? That's Aliens, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one with what's his name? Like even that one where it was on an alien planet and they tried to introduce him in a different, like scenario where they were, compete. Like they tried, they just didn't work. Yeah. Like those ones still tried to have a story. They just didn't really work well.
I want to respond to Paul. Don't worry, you're not
blowing
Alien.
How can you Alien? Huh? Like Alien had a ton of story. Aliens has a great story.
Yeah, they both have
great
stories,
development. Yeah. Alien 3 still did, like with the prison camp and all that. It may not all work, but they did. There was story and character development, and like some pretty decent writing and all that. 4, once again, it was dumb, but it did have a lot of story to it, like with the whole cloning stuff and like it just didn't all work.
Ice Bud.
And then Prometheus and I keep forgetting the name of the other one. Those had a ton of story. Like those were all story. That was a lot of the people's problem with those movies is that there wasn't a ton of action. There wasn't a lot of alien in those movies. You know what I mean? They were just story.
Vorpal makes a good point. King Kong and Godzilla linked together. Alien versus Predator, same thing. I would agree that's kind of, yeah. James says Predator versus Avengers.
They just have to find the right tone. Like the reason Godzilla, King Kong
that franchise is fun and working is because they found the right tone, like the right way to bring those together is this silly, big explosion, like, you know, way over the top, you know, kind of universe. And that's what I'm saying with Alien Predators. You got to have the right universe. You find the right tone and the right point for them to come together. It could be really, really good.
Yeah. Paul says, damn Ghost, we ain't allowed to criticize nothing. No, you can criticize whatever you want.
Nope. Fuck you, man.
Just gonna get pushed back.
Criticize shit.
You learn to argue.
Dude, bro, I get criticized every day, all day. Try starting a YouTube channel talking about anything. You get it all day. It's fine, but I'm not gonna, like, I don't always reply in the comments, but like on the stream, I don't have to type. Of course I'm gonna say shit back. Plus, you'll know if I'm actually angry. This is me just having fun and goofing.
Yeah, is this a lot of you guys' first stream? Because we fight every stream.
Yeah.
So like, you're gonna
bicker.
That's like, why. That's.
I don't think me and TJ have ever had an actual fight.
No, we've never actually fought. But yeah, we have arguments. Like that's what a lot of our viewers like. That's like the point of this podcast.
Well, and we have fun with it. It's the reason that.
It's fun. Like, yeah. So Amar, it's okay, guys. It's okay. Yeah. See, PJ says I love it when they fight. Yeah. Because that's the entertainment.
Yeah. Paul said he was kidding. Okay, good.
No. Let me see here. Steph says this is juicy stuff. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get through these guys. I know, like I'm like 10 minutes behind on this.
Shit. Try doing a Q&A of when it's just me and I do Q&A. Like I was almost 40 minutes behind on the last one I did. Yeah.
Slack Wolf says Alien is not better than Predator. You guys said that. No,
there's no reason to compare the two.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. I
just think that I think
the Alien movies are better than the Predator movies, but I don't think that
I just don't think you need to compare them. But like if you're ranking them, well, yeah. Like Alien is like I said, it might be the greatest sci-fi horror movie. Like the only one I even really put in competition with it is The Thing. You know, but like Alien, or you could put Aliens, but Aliens to me feels much more like an action, like sci-fi horror, not.
Yeah, we got a Predator fan in the chat. So you guys think Alien is better than Predator? Yes. Please, Predator is 100 times better than Alien, especially Wolf the Predator. Are you talking about the character? Are you talking about like the actual alien species, or are you talking about the movies?
Yeah.
Because if we're talking about the movies, the Alien movies are better. Like, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it just depends on what you're talking about. Like, are you talking about the comic book? Are you talking about if you go mano a mano, like who would win in a fight? Like, depends on what you're asking. But like,
I think that's what people are saying, because Sheldust is now saying all Alien has
Alien is better if you rank them than Predator.
Yeah,
like first movie. Like very few people would argue that.
Yeah, I think people are doing I think they're saying fighting. So sorry guys if we're misinterpreting this.
I don't know, man. I think Alien is like it's always referred to as like the perfect organism. So like I don't know. Well, yeah. And I don't feel like we've ever gotten a really fair answer of if you have
because
like
it's also
the best trained predator against the biggest, baddest alien, like who would win? I don't know if we've ever really known who would win in that fight, you know?
Yeah. Leslie says, I loved Rise, but put the pipe down on 2013 Evil Dead. What does that mean? 2013 was incredible.
Yeah, I don't know
what does that mean, Leslie?
I don't know. I don't know what the term "put the pipe down" means.
Great.
It's like, don't make Kanan angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. Trust me, all of you would know when I'm angry. Leslie, she was
okay.
The whole saying the whole Incredible Hulk thing. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. No, Leslie has seen me angry. Like, trust me, when I'm angry, you would know it. Like DJ's never seen me angry. Very few people have ever seen me angry. I don't actually get angry very often.
Okay, I watched Predator there was no story behind the Predator as the antagonist because they dropped the Predator in with no backstory behind them. Yeah, it's the story. Okay, Predator is not.
That's why Alien is a better movie. That's why Alien is a better movie than Predator.
Wait. No, because I got to defend Predator now because they're both great movies. But if we're talking about,
yes, but there's not as much of a story in Predator than Alien.
Okay, but the thing is, the story of Predator is not about Predator, despite being the titular character. It's not about the Predator. It's about the soldiers.
Yeah,
that's what it's about. So you're watching how these soldiers are surviving against this Predator, and so even though you don't need the backstory to the Predator, all you need to know is that there's these soldiers that have been put on this mission. They've been lied to, and this Predator.
There's not a ton of story to any of it because you don't get a big backstory on the soldiers either. You don't really care about anybody in that.
Yes, you do. You care about Schwarzenegger and his soldiers. You care about these guys. They're real people.
A little bit, but there isn't we don't know much of anything about any of them. These badasses thrown into this situation. It's just a badass action kind of movie. I don't agree that there's some really really complex story in it.
I'm not saying it's complex, but there is a story there. These are characters.
There's a much more complex story in Alien. That's all I'm saying. Alien is a much more layered, complex story with more complex characters.
I guess so, but I mean, it's what I guess what I'm trying to say
is there's all the Weyland-Yutani stuff in
Predator
Alien,
having
having a backstory out the android, the story of to me, the reason I put The Thing up there with Alien is because it is the only other one of those that has a story and characters on that level. There's a lot to the characters. Predator is part of what makes it cool is the fact that you don't have a lot. They're not human. They're just almost these, they're these soldiers that are almost invincible. And now they go against this fucking, you know what I mean? These are the baddest of badass commando soldiers. And now they face something that even they have no chance against. That's what makes it so compelling.
I mean, yeah, and the lack of backstory is also what makes Predator scary. Halloween,
that's what I mean.
Halloween are not good movies because you know about Michael Myers' backstory.
Yeah.
That's what makes them so fucking scary is that you don't know Michael Myers' backstory. So the Predator's doing
that's why a lot of people didn't like Rob Zombie's Halloween because now all of a sudden he's got a story.
It demystifies Michael Myers. It was trash. I hate that.
I totally understand. I love it, but I loved it because he did a different direction with it. Shit. It's not as good as the first.
I'm not going to fight him. I don't want to get into Rob Zombie's Halloween. All right, I'm so far.
It's not Friday the 13th. Rob Zombie's Halloween has got a lot more story than Friday.
It's Friday the 13th.
What are you talking about?
I'm not.
You don't ever get that kind of complex story about Jason.
Okay, I'm not getting into it. We will get into that at another stream. I want to try to get through these. I want to get caught up on the.
We haven't gotten that much story about Jason. If you combine them all together,
I'm not acknowledging you. There's we've already
We're not saying Michael Myers has no story. We're saying they only give you just enough. The whole Dr. Loomis line and literally it's a minute long. That's all you ever really know about Michael Myers in that movie is what Dr. Loomis says. And it leaves tons of mystery and creepiness and everything about him.
Leslie was saying the person who said Rise was better with smoke. Yeah, I would agree with that. So not us. Okay.
But that's not to say, at least for me, I still really like Rise a lot. I think Rise is better than a lot of people think it is. I really love the whole family dynamic in that movie. There's a lot to love about it. But I just don't think it's on the same level as 2013. That's all.
Yeah. Let me see here. Okay. I think I'm caught up. Y'all are still talking about bong water and stuff. So I think we're going. Yeah, it says it. Yeah, it humanized Michael's gay. Yeah. Easy E says The Thing. I don't know where that came from, but yes, The Thing. Great movie.
I actually had fun with Rob Zombie's The Munsters.
Oh God.
Like it was what it was. It was like, it wasn't trying to, like, people shit all over that movie. Like, dude, it was just a fun, silly thing. Like, it doesn't take itself serious at all. Like, it was, I do think my one thing about it is I think it would have been better if they had just done it in black and white. I think we all would have seen it a lot different if they had, because that's what Rob
I didn't
wanted.
watch it.
It was
I had no interest. I had no interest in those movies.
It's like the TV show. Like, it's silly and it has the same kind of sense of humor and everything from the TV show. So, like, if you enjoyed the show, and that's why Rob did it, it's because he loved the show and he wanted to
X for doubt.
pay homage to it.
Sorry, I gotta take my medicine.
But them colorizing it really, like, changed it, and it took away the charm and a lot of what I think it would have been. And, like, it wasn't perfect or anything. I'm not saying that. But I still think it was fun. I think it was what it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be like some game-changing thing that, like, blew everybody away. I mean, it's the fucking Munsters. But, like, he wanted it to be black and white, and the studio pushed back and was like, basically, we're not funding it unless you do it in color. So that's why he shot it. But he actually shot it the way he shot it.
How do you find this
in black and white.
Who's your source? Where do you find this out?
That was a big story. Everybody talked about it.
Okay, like, who? I didn't read a single article about that.
That was all over everywhere. Like,
is that a source? Aiden, can I go to all over everywhere and see where they, like, come on, where?
I'm trying to remember, but I know
I created a marker in the stream somehow. I slam it on my keyboard. I don't know.
Like, this was one of those things that was literally everywhere. So I don't remember where I first heard it, but it was like all over Twitter. Okay. It was, I know I first heard Cody Leach talking about it, but it was also like, I saw it on lots of different YouTube channels. I believe Bloody Disgusting and multiple stories about it. But I remember watching an interview with Rob talking directly about the reason it's colored the way it is so that it could be in black and white. Because when you shoot a black and white, like anything in black and white, you have to make the colors super, like, bright and contrasted and all that, because that's what shows up when it's turned black and white. And, like, they did release a black and white version, I think.
They released a black and white trailer. I'm not. Googled.
I believe they were going to do a black and white version. Like, maybe it didn't get released, but I remember hearing a lot of rumors and stuff about that they were going to release a black and white version. But that's why everybody was so excited about it when we saw the trailer.
Okay,
it's like the movie was colored; it just didn't feel the same.
Okay. During an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Zombie discussed the film's shift from the original series' iconic black and white style. Quote, I knew that if I went in and demanded this movie is going to be in black and white or forget it, unquote, we would not be talking about the Munsters right now because it would have never happened. I guarantee it, he said. But what I did do is I made the colors sort of hyper real. I noticed that when the actors were in their makeup and they were just walking around getting lunch or whatever, they looked like cartoon characters come to life. They were just so insanely colorful. I was like, I have to light the movie in the same fashion. It really seemed at all times like a live action cartoon, which was really exciting. So it doesn't say that the studio made him. It just said that he thought that if it was in black and white, it wouldn't get made.
Yeah, but there's been more stuff since that over the last couple of years. Like, I can't remember exactly where, but this has been stuff that's been floating around for like, what, 3 years now? Like, I believe he's done other interviews, and it could just be things that I've heard as far as different people involved that have said it. It may not be directly from him. I don't remember, but I do know that what he said right there is what I was talking about, where he's talking about the original cast. There are pictures of them walking around in those hyper realistic colors, and the reason they were dressed that way and the colors were that way is because when you shot something in black and white, that's how you had to do it, so that it would have you would have different color grades. Otherwise, everything would blend together because it's in black and white.
I mean, I'll look more, but I'm not seeing anywhere other than Rob Zombie's just like, look, if I did this, it wouldn't have gotten made. Which that doesn't make me believe that he went to the studio and was like, I want to do it in black and white, and the studio was like, no.
I know he said it multiple times, like not even like when he made the movie, but like for years he's been talking about making it, and he always said he wanted to do it in black and white. So like that's not a new thing. Like,
Mr. Halloween,
this has been something he's talked about for years and years.
Mr. Halloween says Zombie keeps making the same movie with his can't act wife. Love his music, but oh my God, his movies have all that same 70s grindhouse feel. Yes, I agree. And this is what I've been saying about Rob Zombie.
That's his style, dude. And they're not the same movie.
So stop giving him IPs. Just let
you may not like it.
Zombie's movies.
You may not like it, but well, okay, Halloween is the only one. Halloween's the only IP he got, and that was because of coming off of the success of Three from
Hell. No. House of Thousand Corpses.
The second one.
Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, because Devil's Rejects was like so respected, and so that's how he got Halloween. But
Devil's Rejects is my favorite zombie movie.
After that, he hasn't gotten any IPs. He's just making his own little weird art movies. You don't have to like him. He just makes his fucking shit. It's just like his music. Some people don't like his music. Some people do. Like he's a fucking artist, dude. He has a style.
That's the
like
problem.
It doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
And like I think sometimes his style is awesome. And that's why his movies aren't all the same. Because, dude, House of a Thousand Corpses is fucking great. And it's his style. Devil's Rejects is incredible. Very few people argue that. Most people think that that's an amazing movie, and that's very much in his style. So it's like they're not all the same. Some don't work, some do. I think that 31, when I rewatched it with a fresh perspective, like a year or two ago, I was like surprised I actually think that movie is really good, and unfortunately has kind of gotten this bad rap. But if you don't like his style, it's just like Joe Begos, right? They have this certain style. Like, it's not made for fucking everybody. Why does everybody feel like every movie is made for them? Like, Jesus Christ, like how fucking self-absorbed are any of us to think?
All right, hang on. If you put something out there, you are inviting everyone to watch it or look at it or see it.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't say you don't like it, but the whole way of like, he shouldn't be making movies, he shouldn't be allowed to make that or be like this or that. Like, nobody's forcing you to watch them. Just because someone makes something, you don't like, I make a YouTube video. I'm not forcing anyone to watch it. And I sure as hell, I'm not forcing anyone to like it. But like, if you get angry at me and say I shouldn't have a channel because you don't like my style or what I have to say, like, that's fucking ridiculous. Don't watch it. That's all I'm saying. Like, this whole attitude, because I hear it a lot about Rob Zombie. Like, he needs to stop already. Like, why? He has a lot of people that like most of his movies. Lords of Salem, that's actually a damn good movie that a lot of people haven't given a chance.
It was all right.
I'm just saying, dude, like, it doesn't have to, like, everything is not made for everyone. And when it is, they end up sucking. I mean, like, that's what Disney keeps trying to do. They keep trying to make movies.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Disney's not trying to make it. No. Disney is absolutely not trying to make movies for everybody. They're trying to make movies to less than 1% of the population. That's what they're trying to do. That don't watch their movies. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Marvel is literally trying to make movies for everyone, and they've started to suck. Like, Disney is so PC.
Disagree.
Because, dude, Disney has become so PC. That's why their shit sucks so bad, because they don't take a line in the sand for anything, because they want to please everyone.
Well, yeah, they do. And they went to war over the Florida governor with it.
Because that's what making movies to make money is. When you make a movie just simply to make money, it's you trying to make a movie that everyone's going to love and that no one's going to have a problem with. And that doesn't work.
Yeah, but that's not. But that's not what
you make
doing.
Art. You're gonna have people hate it, and like I take issue with that. Like, if you make art, it's not made for everyone. And like, dude, people that like it, nice. People that don't like it, that's fine. Like, but why do you have like? I don't feel that way. I don't ever feel like every movie is made for me. And like, if I don't like it, like, it shouldn't exist. It's like, no, dude, it just isn't my thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know who's saying if they don't like something.
Everybody that says Rob Zombie needs to stop.
He needs to stop making Halloween movies. He can make his own stuff. That's what I've been saying. He can let Rob Zombie make Rob Zombie movies. It's been like
almost 20 years since he made a Halloween movie.
Yes, and that's how scarred everybody was from that.
He's not trying to make other Halloween movies. He actually only wanted to make the one. It was the studio and
no, he didn't. He didn't want
to make the second one.
And that's why the second one.
That's why the second one is so fucking different. It's because he didn't want to make another Halloween movie. And he said the only way he was going to make it is if he basically could just do whatever the fuck he wanted. It was the same with House of a Thousand Corpses. And it's why he says to this day, like, that movie was a mess. Because the studio literally gave him carte blanche. They're like, whatever amount of money, resources, whatever you need, just do your thing, Rob. And he hadn't made a movie before, and it just went in it just was crazy. But like, I don't like 3 from Hell was god awful. But
oh my god, I know. I saw that.
Like, it's not good at all. So I'm not saying that everything Rob does is great.
I saw that movie. Like, I saw 3 from Hell on a date, and we didn't talk again.
Oh god, what a bad date! What a bad date.
Yeah. There was no second.
Yeah,
that was so dumb. I can't believe I agreed.
But that movie, unfortunately, it's not anybody involved exactly's fault. Like, there was a lot of things that happened. Like, Sid Haig was supposed to be a major role in that movie, and then he got sick and ultimately passed away. And so they had to do like a last minute kind of rewrite and try to figure that out. And then they were all kind of like the soul of the movie in a lot of ways was like ripped out of them at that point.
Yeah.
And then the studio got involved, and like it was one of those unfortunately kind of cursed projects. And like you could just feel it when you watch that movie. It just feels like it's soulless.
Yeah.
You know? It feels like there's like it doesn't know what it wants to be, it doesn't know what it's trying to do, and like, you know, it just feels mean for the sake of being mean with no like style to it. And you know.
All right. I think that's gonna do us. I gotta eat. And we've been going for almost 2 hours.
Yes, so definitely rest in peace, Sid, man.
I think R.I.P. Sid Haig.
Yeah,
but
I think such a special.
I think it's gonna take us out. Let's finish up. Let's finish up with some chats, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Dude, I have watched 3 from Hell twice, actually. When I did my ranking of Rob Zombie movies, I rewatched it again. It is not a good movie, bro. It's just not. Like, it doesn't have the soul and the energy and any of the stuff that Rob's other movies have. Like, even if you don't like his style, that's fine. But like, it's just like with his music. He has a very, you know, distinct style and feel of his stuff that he makes. And like 3 from Hell just doesn't have that. It just feels like what really happened, where there was a lot of things that went on behind the scenes, and it just didn't end up being what they envisioned. And that's one of those things with artists who have a very distinct style. They're the most kind of like easy to throw off their game, so to speak. Like, if things aren't exactly in a way that they envision it, it's hard for them to continue to move forward. Like, there's certain artists, like I'm one of those that it doesn't matter what you throw at me. I just keep pivoting and changing. And I'm one of those, I never ever have a distinct idea. Like, anything I make, including a video, I never have this distinct idea of what I'm going to do. I just kind of do things and then let it be what I want to be. But like my ex, she was one of those artists that had an exact image in mind. And that was exactly what it was going to be. And if her pencils, like she ran out of certain pencil, she couldn't continue till she got them. If the lighting wasn't exactly away, or you know what I mean? Like, she could be a little bit too hungry and couldn't continue to work. And like, I know a ton of artists that are that way. And Rob is one of those artists. He has this vision in his head of what he wants something to be. And, you know, there's nothing, it's not like a good or a bad thing. It's just different people, like different styles of artists.
Citizen Sleeve says, I think Lords of Salem is Zombie's best movie. You could say the same thing about Quentin and Robert Rodriguez. They have a style where you can tell their movies. Everybody's singing.
Like a lot of people hate Quentin Tarantino, and I'm
Dracula.
like, I don't get that because I think Quentin Tarantino is like one of the best filmmakers there is. But some people hate his work. Like, but I agree. I think I don't know if I think Lords of Salem is his best because I think it's pretty. Like Devil's Rejects to me is pretty clearly Rob's best.
I think Devil's Rejects is his best.
It's the one he even says is his best. So, but like I do think Lords of Salem is a lot better than people give it credit for. It's one of those movies that just a lot of people haven't rewatched it. It's like a lot of people saw it when they were still coming off of this hate for Rob because of the Halloween stuff. Because he was like the darling. Everybody loved him when he did a House of a Thousand Corpses and then 3 from Hell. Like everybody loved him. Then he did Halloween, and all of a sudden it was like the sea was parted. There were those people, including myself, that enjoyed what he did and got his vision of what he was trying to do. And then there was the other side of people that just hated him. And ever since then, they just hate him. And so I feel like a lot of people don't give a lot of his stuff a fair shake because of that. And I get it, but I think Salem is definitely one of the one. Lords of Salem is definitely one of the ones that doesn't get a fair shot.
I've been flashing some chats on the screen, but I wanted to talk about this one. Paul Walker says, "It's a Ghost. It's okay. You love every horror movie."
I understand and I appreciate it. Just about every horror movie. Like a lot of people think my excitement is like one note. Like a lot of people that if you don't watch me as much or whatever, you don't realize I have levels to. Like for instance, I got into a conversation with someone today that said Sinners was an 8.5, but they were talking about it like it was a mid movie, and they're making it like I was like I overhyped it. And I'm like 8.5. That is my level of excitement for Sinners. Like that's. Dude, an 8.5 might be the best movie of the year. Like,
yeah,
that is super high. Like, if we're lucky, we'll get a 9 at some point this year. Like, to me, there was one, maybe 2 movies last year that reached close to a 9. Like, I think The Substance was right around it, close to a 9. I think
The Substance.
No, because I think what's it called?
Nosferatu.
No, I think Nosferatu I would have given like 8.5. But no,
okay. All right, yeah, sorry.
Fuck what's the movie with the dude and the chick and they're chasing each other?
Oh, Strange Darling.
Yeah, Strange Darling I think is close, right around a 9. I think it's the other one because like it's one of those things that the longer I set on a movie, the more and more clear how I feel about a movie is. And it's one of the tough things about reviewing a movie right away. Is because it sometimes takes you months to really know how you feel about a movie. And like, I still love Nosferatu, but after seeing it, it was like a 9, 9.25. Like I was super high on that movie. But then as things have settled, I love it, but I'm not as hyped on it, if that makes sense. Yeah. And like, I think I still love it exactly as much as I did then, but just the dust has settled and now I can see it more clearly, especially seeing it for like the second time. And it's more like an 8.5, which like the whole point I was trying to make, that's a huge score. 8.5 is super fucking high. Like when I give a movie a highly, highly recommend, that's probably like an 8.5.
So I just wanted to mention, like, this show we are like two sides of a coin, right? Because I always get I don't like anything, Oh, DJ just hates everything. He doesn't, why do you even watch horror, bro? You don't even like horror. You don't even like movies. That's what I get. And so the opposite side of that is you who likes everything, it's that same, if you're watching either of us for any amount of time, it might seem like that, but it's like, no, we just have different, we just have different, I guess, not just gauges really. And so that's why I think this works. So that's what it is. And I just like it because it's like every time somebody comes at me with you just hate everything. I just go, all right, well, let's just flip that around and you just like everything Now, is that a fair argument to make if somebody's giving a positive review of a movie? Oh, well, you just think this movie's good because you like everything. It's like, that's not an argument.
Like, there's a couple reasons I get that. One is 99% of my videos are recommendations. So, like, why am I going to recommend a movie I don't like? And so, like, that's a lot of it, is people think I like everything, because every video I make, I'm talking about movies I like. I don't I don't enjoy talking about or watching a movie I don't like. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get joy out of hating a movie. And so, like, if I didn't really like a movie, you're just not going to really hear me talk about it, because I don't enjoy rehashing that. Like, if I'm going to do an individual, like, if it's a big enough release, and a lot of people like, Wolfman earlier this year, right? That was one I did cover that I didn't really like. I didn't hate it, but it was really mid. You know what I mean? And like, I talked about it. I straight up said in my talking about it, but I just generally am not going to, you know, like, I'm trying to think, like Werewolves. I hated that movie. Like, I truly despise. Remember, we talked about it on the podcast. Like, I did not like that movie at all. I didn't review it. Like, I talked about it on the podcast, but other than that, I didn't talk about it, because I'm like, why am I going to review a movie if I'm just going to hate on it? Like, what's the point of that?
Well, right. And there's a difference between a review and a critique, sort of.
Because I don't critique. I am not a critic.
I
tell
do
people that all the time.
Well, because I do reviews, and you know, I like I said, everybody
But I you see yourself as a critic.
Yeah, but it's I mean, yeah, and I will critique a movie, but it's really a review. If you watch any of my videos, which, like,
well, I think
I'm starting to have
I think a review is what a critic does, right? But the difference is just how you see yourself. Like me, I just see myself as a guy that just, if anything, I see myself as like a horror aficionado. So, like, I know a ton about the subject, and I just talk about the things I like. I talk about the things I recommend and all of that. I try to find things for people to enjoy. But, like, I don't consider myself a critic. Like, I don't try to cut apart movies. I don't look for the negative. I don't rank movies. You know what I mean? That's why I don't do a rating system with a score. Like, because I don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to, I've tried to do that. It just isn't who I am, you know? Like, if I had to, I definitely can, but that's just not what I enjoy to do. And the whole point of this is to be the best me I can be, you know?
Yeah. Well, DJ, your take on Terrifier is dumb. Sorry. Okay. Sure. You can have that opinion, Slack Wolf. Paul Walker says high standards is a good thing. Yes.
Saying something is dumb and not elaborating, or, like, to me, that's pretty dumb.
Well,
like,
the next thing,
like if you have an issue with this critique, what is it? Saying just flat out it's dumb, like, that is.
That's my comment section, though. It's just, it's
like, come on. I know, same here.
I've only ever had one or two actual good arguments.
If you have an issue with it, that's fine. But, like, he just did a whole review of Terrifier and explained why he feels how he does. What is your comeback? You know what I mean? That's the whole point of, like,
why is Terrifier a good movie? Like, that's what you should be saying.
We have had that conversation. Like, I've come back at you. And, like, because I don't think the original Terrifier is a good movie. I think it's fun and I enjoy it, and there's a lot of good in it, but I would never classify it as a good movie, just like I wouldn't classify Friday the 13th, the original, a good movie. There's lots of movies that I enjoy and that are fun, but are not good movies. Like the original, I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's not a good movie.
No.
It's a fun movie. It's entertaining. It's not a good movie.
Right.
So, like, that's one of the differences why people think I like everything, is because I can appreciate everything for different reasons on different levels.
Art says, well, I think it's because Kanan is more upbeat, and you, I guess talking about me, wear the tag at horror sucks. Maybe people think you're more cynical. Yes, but the reason
into that because of that.
The reason my channel used to be called something else, But the reason why I leaned into the Horror Sucks is one, I'm also ripping off of the Metal Sucks magazine. Like, cause there is that magazine, Metal Sucks. And I would say Horror Sucks because I have a higher standard. I critique movies more on, the, objective quality of art that I think are there, which is story, character, and plot. That's what I critique most films on. And I actually did kind of a breakdown. If you guys go to my channel, and I'm not trying to pimp my channel here, but if you guys go there and watch my...
Where else are you gonna pimp it, dumbass?
I know, but this is not about my channel. This is about the show.
Yeah, this is literally the place to talk about your channel.
If you go to the Horror Sucks YouTube channel and you watch my most recent review on Hell of a Summer, I give like a brief, explanation into what I look for and why that applies to Hell of a Summer and the review that I give it. So because Hell of a Summer, which I don't think we've talked about, is an okay movie. And it's okay. It's actually not even okay. It's actually not very good. However, I think it's a good first offering for these guys, and I enjoy watching it. I have fun watching it. And so
there's definitely a lot of problems and flaws, and like there's problems with the
killer. You know who the killer is as soon as it happens.
Exactly.
There are no characters. They're all caricatures.
There are some pacing issues. Like there's a big lag in the middle of it where you're just like it feels lost. Like it doesn't know where it's going for a minute. You're like, what is this movie doing? And then it's like, okay, we're gonna go here.
It's more comedy than horror.
Yeah.
But it's still fun. I still had a good time watching it. But,
anyway, you can't like, to me, you can't really blame it for that because that's more about marketing. Like they marketed it as a horror movie. You know what I mean? It's not the filmmaker's fault for it being more of a comedy than a horror movie. Like that's not a bad thing. That's just what it is. It's just it was promoted as a horror movie.
Right.
And sometimes I'm even guilty of that. I shouldn't say it that way, but like sometimes I'm guilty of that where I'll be frustrated with a movie when in reality it's something to do with the marketing, you know what I mean? And the team and the people behind that. And sometimes that can be totally separate people. Like rarely does a filmmaker, especially if it's an indie movie, then they'll get control of that sometimes. But like anything beyond like a little indie production, that's generally out of the filmmaker's hands. Like they had no say. Like for instance, with this trailer for Predator Badlands, I guarantee Dan Trachtenberg had no say and no control over that trailer.
Probably
that is out of his hands. Because I am positive that he wouldn't have let unfinished stuff into the trailer,
There are two bad Tarantino movies, holy hell, and they're called Death Proof and Hateful Eight. These movies are terrible.
No way.
Yep.
No way. Dude, Death Proof is awesome. But it's awesome at being exactly what it is.
Bad.
But see, that's one of those times.
It's awesome at being a bad movie.
But no, that's one of those times I get frustrated with you because the same reason you can watch I Know What You Did Last Summer, right? And be like, it's, rank it based on what it is. Like, it's not trying to be a good movie. It's trying to be a little bit schlocky, campy, summertime teen slasher, right?
That movie is so slow.
No,
and
because
boring.
that is trying to be a 1970s Grindhouse movie. It was literally a part of Grindhouse.
Yeah, and yes, and Planet Terror was infinitely better and was infinitely more of a Grindhouse exploitation horror than Death Proof.
No,
Death Proof was
there were just different styles
boring.
Of what exploitation was.
5 interesting minutes in Death
because
Proof.
There were movies that are straight up like Death Proof. There was a lot of 1970s exploitation that's exactly like Death Proof. Pacing, look, all of that, very much like 70s exploitation. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like if you are critiquing it based on what it is and what it's trying to be versus critiquing it on some arbitrary standard that all movies need to meet. Like that's where it gets complicated. Because when a movie is trying to be an exploitation movie, it's like you can't, like Turbo Kid. You can't fucking rate Turbo Kid on the same standard as you would like a Marvel movie.
No.
Have you ever seen Turbo Kid?
I think I have. Hang on, let me look it up because I think I have.
Awesome. Fucking
let me just make sure.
You've seen Hobo with a Shotgun, right?
Yes.
Like it's another one of those kind of movies.
Yes, I've seen Turbo. Yeah, no, Turbo Kid's great.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like you can't just we were talking about with I know what you did last summer. You can't rate all movies based on the same standard. And so do I think that it's anywhere near one of the best that he did? No. But I think I don't think Death Proof is a bad movie. It's just it's trying to be a certain thing.
Yeah, no. Okay. We gotta get out of here. It's 9:00. We gotta go.
I mean, I was bored in Death Proof as well. Like I was so grateful when Planet Terror started because I'm like, this is what I'm here for.
So you watched Death Proof first?
Yeah.
Oh, we had Planet Terror first at our showing.
No, ours was the other way around. Are you sure you watched it first? Because
yes, I remember. I'll never forget. That was one of my favorites.
It was always Death Proof first, and then
yeah, we had Planet Terror first. I'll never forget because that was one of my favorite.
Did you guys have the commercial trailers in the middle?
Yep, beginning, middle. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you guys actually do the intermission?
Yeah, we did everything. Yeah.
That was such a cool experience. Like, even if you didn't like Death Proof or whatever, I wish.
No, it was a great experience.
Do more things like that because that was such a cool idea.
It was one of my favorite theater experiences to date. I can't remember a better one.
I still have the poster around somewhere. You know that you were giving away those little posters.
Yeah,
I still have the little one for Planet Terror.
Citizen Sleep. It's horror sucks. Just YouTube horror sucks. That's the channel. I'm not going to link it because I'm probably 10 minutes behind, and I'm trying to get out of here.
And it's a pain in the ass to put the stupid links.
I know.
You got to go really to the channel, share. Like, I wish they would make an easier way to share channels.
I know. Yeah, it's hard to do. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Last comment. Wolfbane says, out of nowhere, I rewatched Heavy Metal last night. Forgot what anime.
God, I love that movie.
That movie's so good. And even Heavy Metal 2000 is good too.
Yep.
They're both good.
Yeah, I actually was surprised that I liked Heavy Metal 2000 because I expected it to just be like shit compared to like the original, but it had a lot of the same, like, you know what I mean? Like, it felt very similar in a lot of ways, other they kind of grabbed that same feel in like the spirit is what I was looking for, similar spirit. But have you seen the trailer for the Predator Killers, the animated Predator?
No, I haven't.
Watch that when you get a chance. It looks fucking cool, dude. It's got like that old style. The reason I thought of it is because it kind of has that heavy metal animation feel a little bit to me, like kind of older style of animation. Instead of
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
We still haven't done. We've been promising doing a horror anime review and we haven't done it yet. I did one for the channel, but we haven't talked about it on this show, so we have to do that. All right. Okay, we're getting out of here. I'm sorry, guys.
I think you just need to start reviewing them. That could be your thing weekly, your little segment where you review the anime, because I'm not an anime guy.
Neither am I. Why do I have to do it?
Because you're the one that wants to do it.
Because it's something different. All right, fine. I'll fucking do it. It's whatever. I'll do it. Okay.
So you have your weekly anime corner.
All right, fine. We'll do that. Even though I'm not an anime fan, I will do it.
Dude, I love South Park. South Park is awesome.
Okay. All right, guys. We're out of here.
Sorry,
we couldn't get your chats, but you guys are awesome. We love the chat. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I think we hit about 75 people. I think that was a record. I think this is our most watched stream so far. So yay, go us. So thanks, guys. We will be here next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. 2 a.m. if you're watching it over in the UK, which I saw a little bit earlier. But every Wednesday is the Death.
Oh, damn. Is it really?
Yeah, the Death Rattle podcast. I almost said Death Proof podcast. It's not that. It is the Death Rattle podcast. Take it easy, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for everything. See you next week. Bye.